Right, the boxes have arrived, so has the acid-free paper, and I am going to start to package, if you like, all of these exquisite dresses that we found. And I kind of have them all over the place, everybody, because there's a lot of dresses. But what's really exciting is this, we thought, and we do think was Alberta's, and I was thinking of using this robe, if you like, or coat even, for the Alberta exhibition. So the American Heiress exhibition that we're putting on that's opening soon. However, everybody, and this is beyond exciting because yes, of course, I really do like this gown, this robe, this coat, whatever you want to call it, but it needs quite a bit of repair. And so I was worried about putting it onto the mannequin. And then I came across this dress. Now, it's here right now. I'm not going to package it up. This, let me tell you, everybody, is exquisite. And we believe, and we feel 99.9% certain that this dress would have been bought by Alberta in Venice, where she went on her honeymoon. It's a Fortuné dress, and I've decided that this is the dress that I'm going to put on display for the American Heiress exhibition. Now I'm going to carefully, everybody, put this up, and you can see it's in really good condition. It's absolutely exquisite. Now, couple things I want to share with you all is, if you're wondering, Fortuné, of course there was that excitement around the Georgian dresses, which is brilliant, but there should be equally the same amount of excitement around a Fortuné dress. So Fortuné dresses are absolutely exquisite, everybody. So Fortuné was founded by Mariano Fortuné, and he was born in Granada, then moved to Paris for his formative years, and then eventually to Venice. He's obviously an artist, and you can actually see the Museum of Fortuné today. For me, it's really exciting because as I'm in the middle of researching Alberta, not only for my dissertation in Country House Studies, but also getting ready for the Gilded Age American Heiress exhibition, she and George traveled to Venice on their honeymoon in 1905. So they were married July 25th, 1905, and then shortly thereafter, they made their way to Venice. And I've just come across a letter where she describes what she bought in Venice. She says, "Life is very full indeed of every sweetness. We've been to several curiosity shops and found a few charming chairs, 5 17th century Venetian chairs." And then she writes, "covered with old silk." And then she writes, "We've bought a bit of old velvet for 2 cushions and a piece of brocade, quite beautiful, you will think." So obviously I am very excited to put this Fortuné dress on display, perfect for the Gilded Age American Heiress exhibition. These pretty much are ready to go in their acid-free boxes, but I want to work on the Georgian dresses because I think that's going to take me quite a long time to actually put them in their acid-free paper and then in the acid-free boxes. So I'm going to be spending the day doing that in the other room. As many of you know, I am doing a master's in Country House Studies, and the subject of my master's is Alberta Sturgis, our very own American heiress. And this year at Mapperton, for the first time ever, we are having a brand new exhibition based around her life. And so in honor of Alberta, I decided to recreate, if you like, some merchandise around her so we could all have a little bit of Alberta. And so if you do head to my brand new American Viscountess Shopify store, link down below, you'll be able to receive a packet of 5 postcards, beautifully made postcards with details on the back. These are from photographs here before she was married, and then of course after she was married. And then I've taken 7 drink recipes from her cookbook, which many of you have joined in on the American Heiress online supper club, and we've put them here. Really fun drink recipes, in particular the Prince Regent's Punch. We also have bookmarks. Everybody needs a good bookmark, and we know that Alberta was a bookbinder, so I'm sure she would have loved this. Just again with her photographs, and we've superimposed her exact signature on the back. And lastly, a lovely magnet for your refrigerator. And one of the letters that we came across that Alberta wrote was that she had actually come to Mapperton. So of course, the house that she lived in was sold after the Second World War, but how can you believe it? She ended up coming to visit Mapperton, and she writes in one of her letters, I've never in all my life have I seen an Elizabethan home so beautiful. So I thought this was perfect to put on the magnet. So I would love it if you guys could check out my new American Viscountess store. These are available, and lots of other American Viscountess merchandise as well. I'm back in the Great Chamber, surrounded by all of these wonderful, beautiful Georgian dresses, and some of them are also early 20th century, and then we have this beautiful apron that is 17th century. That's the sort of oldest textile that we have in the house as far as sort of clothing goes. So what I'm going to do now is package these up, and then my plan is to have somebody come here who works with Georgian textiles to come here and look at these dresses and give me an estimate as to what it would cost to properly conserve, stabilize, repair these gorgeous dresses. And so many of you are brilliant and love the fundraising that I do. I have a really exciting fundraiser once I know what I need, the amount I need to fundraise for these dresses. It's going to be so exciting. And so more on that later. But for now, I'm just going to put these back in their boxes. I have noticed a real difference as well. They have really de-wrinkled and decreased. And actually, that's one of the things that when I was at the Royal School of Needlework, dropping off the coronation robes, what they mentioned to me was that when they get boxed in, because I was asking them about how should I do it, it's about watching the creases. And the creases are what can cause the tears. So as I put these back in, I am going to be incredibly, incredibly careful. And some of, using this acid-free paper here, I'm going to be stuffing some of the sleeves where I need to, some of the bodices, just to make sure I can avoid those creases where possible. So, yeah, I'm gonna start, I think, with the robe à la Française. What I'm trying to do is fold on the seams, and I feel I was quite chuffed with the robe à la Française, so the lovely silk cream dress. This one, it was trickier because it didn't necessarily have, it had patchwork of seams, so clearly it had been repaired in the past. But also this one is probably, out of all the Georgian dresses, the one that needs the most repair. So what I'm doing now is I've really been very careful in putting in the tissue paper, especially in places where I thought it would crease. I'm gonna put some more tissue paper right here to sort of stuff that out. I'm really pleased so far with this, and I'm gonna put some more tissue paper here to stuff that out, and then I'll put the style on top. Now, I wanna also mention here gloves. We had a lot of comments on the last YouTube video about these Georgian dresses. Thank you so many for watching, because that video has done so well. So thank you. About wearing gloves, and you know, it's a real, a debatable topic. Some people will say, yes, wear gloves, but my understanding now, and I have, again, I asked as well, lots of experts about this, and really the thing about wearing gloves is that you can't feel, so there is a possibly more of a chance to rip the fabric because you're not able to feel it. And so I personally feel for archives and even for these dresses that you can see this big wrinkle there. I might put some tissue paper under there, that to make sure that your hands are clean, and make sure the hands are clean, and then go for it, you know, and touch the paper carefully, touch the fabrics very carefully. And for me, I feel better doing it that way. I'm much happier with that look, definitely. So now what I'd like to do is, and again, this was the most wrinkled. I'm actually really, really pleased with how this has turned out. Now I'm going to take this. What I've done with this style is put the tissue paper in, and I'm going to put it on this end. And I've been able to clasp it up. So I've been able to clasp it up so it can keep its shape. I put tissue paper in the arms here, and I'm probably going to go down the sides there just a little bit. But there's tissue paper in there. And then, oh, there's some tissue paper all the way underneath. So I've got tissue paper all the way underneath. Although I probably will just stuff out a bit because I've got this extra. I'm going to take 2 pieces here. And now we are going to take a couple of the moth bits here. And again, I'm going to just find a spot where the clothing isn't touching. So right there is a spot. And again, I'll be checking these. In fact, this one probably only needs 1. I will be checking these every 3 months, probably for me because I'm so concerned, probably like every day.
Just noticed there's a daffodil, and I nearly went over it and I would have got in such trouble. So thank heavens I didn't. I'm here at the entrance to Mapperton because this is where we have this big sign welcoming everybody to the house and gardens, the coach house, and we've got our open and closed sign here. But we've decided that we're going to change these signs and we're going to make them simpler. And guess what? We've got some new Mapperton branding. It's quite distinct. It draws on the branding as it is today, and it's going to replace the logo up here. And then down here, we're just going to really simplify this. We think this is just too much text, and you can see we've got all these different layers of things that have been put on over the years. These days, people just go to a website to find out all this information. Don't you think, Chris?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you don't. You're not going to stand here kind of reading this for half an hour before you go in. So anyway, we've got a new sign being printed at the moment, and I've got to make sure it's the right size. So this was put in by Raymond, and he's promised me that he can just take it out and replace it. And it looks like the dimensions, this is a bit frustrating because I can't get in there, so I can't see exactly. But if we assume that this goes from one side to the other, Chris, what do you think? Something?
The safest option is to take it out, but I don't know.
That is the safest option, but the other option would be just to measure it from here to here and to say that it's 122 centimetres wide, and that from top to bottom it's also 122. That's not a square. Is that a square? That's got to be a square. I mean, that is a square. Right, 122 by 122. Are we going to remember that? We're going. That's true. Someone can always remind us if we forget. Okay, 122 by 122. 20. Right. This was the easy, accessible one. Now we're going to go and find the one on the main road, and that's going to require a little bit of gate climbing and I think quite wet and muddy ground. So off we go. This is a very soggy, waterlogged field. It's a field that's part of Marsh Farm, which you can see behind me there. And it's the edge of the estate. So beyond the main road here is the end of Mapperton. But it has got this big main road, and it's a main road that goes up from Beminster up on to the top, and it's the road then that goes off to Dorchester. It's the road that goes to Crewkerne, and so round here it's pretty busy. I mean, that's not saying a lot, is it? Because there's only like one car every couple of minutes. It's hardly a really busy highway. But for us, this is like the New Jersey Turnpike or something of that sort. So we put a sign here because we hope that oh, Chris has a car. There you go.
I got it.
We put a sign here because we hope that people driving past will see this and they'll go, Mapperton, let's go. And it's been a big sign. You can see it needs a bit of a clean, but again, we're going to simplify it, and we're going to put the new branding on it, and we're just going to have very simple house, gardens, cafe, rewilding, shop, and I think that's about it. And big enough that we hope people will see it and again come over. So I have also, this one has really been bolted in. It's a proper piece of construction. So I've got to get right up to the top, and something like that is telling me, Chris, 153. Okay, 153 tall, and the width is 102, and hopefully it's the same the whole way up. By 102. Look at that, 2 cars in 30 seconds. Oh, we know that one, do we? Yeah. It's quite hard getting people to come to Mapperton. We are literally in the middle of nowhere. Well, the middle of somewhere rather wonderful, but a long way from any buzzing metropolis. Anyway, right, so we've got that. It was 153, wasn't it? We better just check that again. Just because. There we go. And 100, yeah, 153. Nice one. Okay, big new sign coming to Mapperton very soon. It's yet another miserable day at Mapperton. We are halfway through March. It will not stop raining, but there are reasons to be cheerful. And one of them is Rob.
Hello.
Hey.
That's
Rob,
just me being cheerful.
You're a reason to be cheerful.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah.
Rob is joining Mapperton this year as our new visitor operations manager with responsibility across lots of things.
Lots of things. Things I'm learning very quickly.
Learning very quickly, yeah.
But this bit is my bit that I know, so I'm safe here. I'll be behind the bar.
He's behind the bar. Pour us a pint. What do you think of the stuff we've got here?
Oh, Birra Moretti's pretty good. Yeah, the
Moretti.
Italians know what they're doing.
Yeah.
We've got a local supplier here in Palmer's,
cider.
Dorset Power. Yeah, of course.
You can't not, do that.
It's Dorset, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Southwest.
Yeah. So Rob,
More to come.
Rob, as you may have picked up, does not have a strong local Dorset accent. Where are you from, Rob?
I'm from North London.
Yeah.
Yeah, long way from home. Yeah,
Yeah.
very different part of the world.
Very different part of the world.
Yeah.
There's a good football team near your part of the world, isn't there?
Is there?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
heard.
just one. I'm glad you said singular. Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
yeah. We won't get into that though, eh?
No,
we might
because
lose
that
some
will
followers.
let us know what
Yeah.
team you support,
Yeah.
if any. So Rob is here, and it's fabulous because it means that we're going to have a coach house that is brimming with people and all sorts of new ideas for food and beverage in particular.
Yes.
Rob, let us into a couple of your thoughts.
I don't know if I can tell you too much at the moment,
Okay.
but certainly a brunch offer.
Brunch offer.
We'd like to see a brunch offer happening. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's a gorgeous environment. Who doesn't want to eat some eggs in there?
Yeah.
And suggestions for sandwiches as well.
Are you encouraging suggestions?
Oh, I'd like some suggestions. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to have a sandwich suggestion box in here, so anyone that visits gets to suggest. And
What
you might
about
find
a
your-
virtual one, so people can send in, digital suggestions?
I mean, I'm 47, Luke. You know, I mean, if we can do that digitally, I mean, there are people that are much more on the ball with those sorts of things. But I'd love to do that.
What,
yeah.
are you
Yeah,
saying
why
that
not?
47 is over the hill digitally? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean,
My
you
goodness.
said it. I
I'm even
didn't
older
say
than
it.
that. Chris, am I over the hill digitally? Am I past it?
What you struggle with?
That's true. It's true. I did need you for that one. Yeah, but I like to make people feel useful.
No, I saw you do it. It's great
Yeah,
management.
It was a good
wonderful.
way. Anyway, back to the offer here. I've
so
heard rumours about exotic sandwiches. We talked about that. I've heard
Yeah.
rumours about brunch. That's fabulous. I've also heard rumours that we might be having a pub quiz night.
We're absolutely going to be having a pub quiz night because although I don't run a pub anymore, I need an element of pub in my life. So we're
Rob's
going to be doing.
background is running pubs.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, pubs all over London for 20 odd years, and I've always had a pub quiz running in all of those pubs. So I need to get back on the mic, show off a little bit. With some great prizes, probably a curry or something like that to supplement it. So curry and quiz is my favourite thing, but we might go paella and quiz on the odd occasion as well. So probably Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, but it's to be confirmed.
Now, Rob, you also have just had your first opening day.
I have, yes.
How did it go?
It was great.
You were nervous. Were you nervous?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I mean, I was nervous around the processes.
Yeah.
It's my first one I'm doing, but in terms of the people, no, I loved it.
You loved it?
I loved it. I lapped it up. They lapped it up. It was
Yeah.
great. The scones went down a treat.
Question is, what goes on top, the cream or the jam?
Well, it depends if you're Devon from Dorset.
He knows
isn't
the
it?
answer to that, and he's
Yeah.
a pub man from London. He knows about that controversy. So
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rob, fantastic that you're here.
Great to be here.
Really excited for the season. Let's hope the rain goes and the visitors just pour in.
Easter Sunday.
And
Easter Sunday.
I know that pub night is going to be really, really, really full and
Rocking.
exciting and
Yeah.
rocking, I think is the word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Brilliant.